we had our leaders tell us why we should take up this journey of being a coach. They gave you the general guidelines, they've inspired you, they've motivated you. Now, we have three people who are going to come and talk about more about the specifics of this process. And to do that, for the first portion, the coach is being taken by a person who literally and figuratively stands tall in the Toastmasters fraternity of District 105. DTM Jamil Shakil has been a passionate Toastmaster from 2013. He's taken up several speaking engagements and various leadership roles, including the division director. He works in the field of corporate communication and he's actively involved in sports and fitness. So please put your hands together to hear from the man himself, DTM Jamil Shakil. Over to you.
Good morning everybody, and welcome to today's session. As has been said earlier, I have no words to thank all of you for coming here on a Friday morning and putting on your best attire and making sure that you are ready to receive and be part of this wonderful initiative of the coaches training. I'm just going to share my screen quickly for a short presentation, and here we go. Hopefully you can see my screen. Can I see at least a couple of thumbs up or someone saying a yes or something? Yes, I see a thumbs up. Thank you, RMC, for the day, Toastmaster Sharon. So I'm going to start off with a quick presentation about an introduction to coaching, or what a coach is, because all of us here today are gathered to know what is my role as a coach and what can I expect as a club who has a coach appointed. So let's look at what coaching itself is, or a short introduction to coaching. Let's look at some of the famous people who come to mind when you think of coach. Let's do a quick activity. I'm going to put up a few pictures and I'd like you all to respond through the chat. Okay? Respond through the chat and let me know who that person is. So here we go. Okay, this should be easy. This should be easy. Come on. Can I see some answers? I see someone saying Alex Ferguson. Yes, absolutely. This is Sir Alex Ferguson, very famous for being the coach of Manchester United 4 years on. Since he's left, unfortunately, things have not been the same, so that's a different matter altogether. Okay, the next one. Who's on screen? I'm sure a lot of you are going to get this. Who's here? This should be easy. Gary, Kirsten. Okay, so people have put in, I see some people have put in first name, second name. So what I've come to know, apparently, this is Gary Kirsten. He is regarded as one of the best modern day coaches for cricket. All right, moving on to some other sports or some other areas. This one. Anybody knows who this gentleman is? Okay, I see no answers, so I have the privilege of revealing this answer to you. This is William, or also short Bill Campbell. He's a business coach and he has, to his credit, coached some of the top executives of Silicon Valley, including Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, that's Apple, Amazon, including Sundar Pichai, Larry Page from Google, from eBay. He's coached a lot of business executives, especially in the silicon industry. Oh wow, I see Toastmaster DTM Nayakam displaying the $1 trillion coach. I believe that's also by Bill Campbell. Fantastic. That's a really quick action. Very wonderful to see that. Thank you, DTM Nayakam. Okay, who's this? Any NFL fans here? American football? I guess not. This is Vince Lombardi, American football legend. In fact, he is such a legendary coach that they've actually renamed the Super Bowl trophy after him. It's now called the Vince Lombardi Trophy after he died very recently. I've got two more, and these should be hopefully easy to identify. Come on. Who's this? Someone, let me know. I've only got two answers so far. I've only had people answering for Alex Ferguson and for Gary Kirsten. Who's this? Any guess? Or have I lost the audience? Okay, I'm going to assume you're still on board with me. This is the coach of the person who holds the land record for being the fastest human being currently. Exactly. Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod. It's Usain Bolt's coach. This is Glenn Mills. That's a really good one. He is indeed the coach of Usain Bolt. And to his credit, he's coached Usain Bolt and some of the other top sprinters, including Johan Blake, who is the world champion of the current 200 meters sprint. And finally, we've got one last one for you. This one is probably not so easy. NBA fans in the house, basketball, anybody plays, sees? Okay. This person is credited with being the coach. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I see Zahir Nasser and our own DTM Samir coming up with the right answer. This is Phil Jackson. He is the coach, or he was the coach of the Chicago Bulls when they were on the legendary run. He's had the privilege or the credit of coaching the topmost star, Michael Jordan. He's coached Kobe Bryant. He has coached Scottie Pippen, some of the greatest players who have come out and who were part of the Chicago Bulls dream team from the 89 to 98. And then he's moved on to coach the Los Angeles Lakers. So these are some of the really inspiring coaches. Thank you everybody for participating. I'm really impressed by what I saw here. All right, so I'm not surprised as well. All of you are Toastmasters, and obviously we tend to read and know a lot about a lot of things. So Phil Jackson, let's move on from Phil Jackson. So what does this show? I mean, when we speak about coaches, ideally coaches are more associated with sports, athletics, with business to a certain extent. So what does a coach actually do, or what does coaching actually mean? Let's look at, and this is in fact a throwback to our initial introduction today morning by our club good director DTM Rania, where she actually spoke about this. This is actually a quote by Jim Galway, who said, coaching is unlocking a person's potential, that's right here as the picture shows, to maximize their own performance. It's about helping them to learn rather than teaching them. So as a coach, you are not a teacher, you are not a mentor. And a couple of slides down, I'm going to show the difference between a mentor and a coach. But as a coach, your job is to facilitate the person to what? To discover and to uncover what is already inside them. So your job as a coach to guide them to bring that out from within. Another definition of what a coaching principle is or what a coach does is that you help people to move from a place that they are in currently, like on the left here, to a dot or a small insignificant speck, to become a shining, glowing star. And a coach is the one who helps to find efficient ways to achieve those goals faster. Finally, I thought of a little bit of a simple diagram that really demonstrates what a coach does. A person without a coach is as good as the person on the left. However, with the right kind of coaching and the right guidance, the right tools, the right motivation, you would help that person to reach their potential. Therefore, as you can see on the right, the person going into the stars. So if you look at it, if you again go back to the sports coaches, do you think the sports persons are not talented? They don't have the knowledge, they don't know how to run, how to play? Of course they do. That is what they've been training for. But a coach is the one who helps to guide them. People like Usain Bolt, he's gone on to record to give credit to his coach Glenn Mills. Sports persons never ever say that I do not need a coach, I'm going to go and do it myself. It's impossible. Anybody and everybody who has got to a point of success has had somebody who's helped them along in their journey. It could be a coach, it could be a mentor, but a coach is essential. So, what do you need to have as a coach? You need to build a good rapport with the person or the team, or in our case, the club that you're coaching. Rapport is about having a good relationship. They need to trust you, you need to trust them. You need to be a good listener. Toastmasters, we are good listeners, of course. We develop our listening skills. But as a coach, you need to listen to what is being not said. So you need to hear the said and also try and find out the unsaid. Like I said, it's about going into the mind and unlocking it. You need to be oriented towards service. You need to be there for them, for that person or for that club all the time, anytime. Make sure you practice what you preach. Don't just say and don't do. All right. And finally, you have to build an environment of trust. So when you go to your club and you start coaching them, they have to trust you. They have to have faith in you that you are there not to criticize them, not to ridicule them. You don't have a magic wand and you're going to just spin it and make them, great all again. But it's a journey and you are going to just help them cross it. You're going to guide them on that journey. It's for them to do and it's for you to show them the path. You cannot make them walk, you can just show them. So some of you may ask, mentoring, coaching, what's the difference? Is it the same or is it not? A quick visual display of what is mentoring and what is coaching. As a coach, you are expected to pull out solutions. Don't give them the solution, let them find it out. How? By increasing their self-awareness. Again, remember, this is about unlocking the potential they already have. So you make them self-aware of what they already have, so their strengths, their key points, the area they should focus on. Challenge them through questioning. Help them find their own solutions. And most importantly, don't be directive. You are not a person who knows all the answers. You are on a journey helping them to achieve their goals and in the process also helping yourself, because as DJ Murad mentioned, once a coach, you are a coach forever. You can't just finish off the term or finish off the goals and say, oh, that's done. I wash off my hands, I'm no longer a coach. I'm sorry. You accept responsibility, you are a coach for life. 3 things that you need to remember. CPC has reached the end. As a coach, you need to be courageous. You need to be persistent. And finally, you need to be committed. Being a coach is all about making a difference in a person's life, in a team's life, in a club's journey. So my question to you as I end here is, do you think that you are ready to make the difference? I believe you are. You turning up here, accepting this responsibility and being here today is a very strong indicator that you are ready. So go ahead and make that difference. With that, I hand over back to our dashing, glowing MC for this session, Madam Toastmaster Sharon Kurvilla. Thank you so much, ma'am. Back to you.
Thank you so much, TTM Jamil Shakil. Thank you for calling me glowing. So I know it's not just me who is the flatterer here. So we have others as well. Thank you so much for that wonderful session.